Hello my friends, this is not FPS Russia, but we have a very cool gun to show you today. I don't know, sorry, kinda weird. Alright, so, here's the 50 cal air rifle. This is like take 500 because the phone keeps ringing and my battery's going, so I'm gonna try and hurry up. So, I've had a couple of you ask me about this gun, like, oh, we want to see more specifics and that type of thing. So I'll kind of do a basic overview. I'm not going to take the thing apart and like on camera and like show you how it goes together, at least not in this video. But the basic rundown of it is custom stock. This is an AR-15 rifle length buffer tube. This stock is fully adjustable cant-wise and up and down and left and right and length of pull and all that kind of good stuff. Needs a cheek rest. I'm working on one of those. Lower grip frame is machined out of aluminum. It houses the trigger mechanism and then the grip, obviously. This is an ergo grip for an AR-15. This is milled out to AR-15 specs. It even has the same grip screw and everything like that. So it's set up to where any AR-15 grip will fit on here. So I could switch it out to a stock style one or the wood PSG style one or whatever I want. I can put it on there. The other part of it here, let's see, it's a side lever breech, single shot. The actual lever here is steel, stainless steel connecting rod, stainless bolt. The bolt is through, it's a through bolt setup to where the air goes through the bolt and into the barrel. So you don't have to deal with the probes or anything taking up space in your barrel and that type of thing. It's made primarily out of aluminum and stainless steel. There's a couple of steel pieces in it. The valve stem is steel and the trigger parts are steel, and the only reason I did that is so I can harden these parts, flame harden them and oil quench them to get them harder so that they won't wear out and that type of thing. So those are those components. There's just a tube here, and inside here there's a piece of stainless that this screw is actually holding in, and it comes out probably about to there. The air cylinder is a purchase part, and the air cylinder itself has the valve housed in it. So the valve threads into the air cylinder. This is off of a Hatson or Hotson or however the crap you say it. So the valve actually threads into that, just like the stock setup on that air cylinder would be. And then the valve sits in here, and it's got two seals around the transfer port. And then the transfer port indexes. There's only one hole for the transfer port, and then when you tighten it, it indexes perfectly so that the air can travel through there smoothly. The barrel shroud is titanium. It's actually a titanium tube. The inner barrel here, or the actual barrel itself I should say, is it's actually a muzzle loading barrel liner. So it's designed to you drill out your muzzle loader bore with a really long drill bit. I'm not making this up either. You drill it out and then you put the liner in, and you can epoxy it with really good epoxy, or you can silver solder it in. And I guess that's a method people use a lot for older guns. I've actually done it on a few 22 long rifles, and it actually is quite an awesome upgrade. It makes the gun shoot like new. But anyway, so the barrel's threaded into the breech here, and then the bolt actually has an O-ring seal that seals in the barrel, and that's why it snaps. It's compressing that O-ring. So it's a pretty nice gun. The best power I've gotten out of it so far is 890 feet per second, and that's with a 130 grain lead ball in a muzzle loading sabot. and I know I had blow-by going past the actual projectile itself, so I could probably, if I can get the pellet or bullet to seal better in the barrel, then I'm sure I could get a little bit more power out of that. But that was 890 feet per second at 229 foot-pounds of energy, which isn't bad. That's about what your standard off-the-shelf 50 caliber pre-charging automatic air rifle will shoot, is around there. I'm hoping to get like 900 with a 230-ish grain projectile, and I think I can get there. That shot, it's in my other video. Check out the other videos I've got posted up. In that one, the pressure had dropped to about 1,000 psi, so that's the sweet spot setup. So with the hammer spring isn't strong enough, essentially. So with the sweet spot at 1,000 or 1,000, gosh dang it, at 100 bar, with the sweet spot there, if I can get the sweet spot up to the 200 bar area, which is 3,000 psi or so, then I think it'll perform a lot better. So I'm going to work on a heavier hammer spring for it. The one in here is pretty heavy as it is, but I'm going to go kind of nuts with it and put a huge spring in there and see what it does. So it's not bad performance. It's only been shot about 8 times since it's been completed, and that's the 8 times in the videos you've seen, or that you haven't seen, but you should check them out if you haven't seen them. Not sure what else I can tell you about it. This is an Airsoft Scope. It's a matrix scope from, I forget the name of the place that sells that. And then it's actually an Airsoft Scope rail. This is from like a JG Bar 10 or a VSR 10 type thing. I just had it laying around and milled a flat surface on the bottom of it, and then it's mounted with some button head cap screws. So it works quite well, actually. I don't see the purpose of spending hundreds of dollars on a scope mount, or at least a rail. Now I know that you can obviously get better consistency out of them, but sorry, I had to kill a spider there. I know that they're a lot straighter and stuff like that, but for this gun, all the stuff on it is perfectly fine for it. I'd like a better scope, but whatever, I had that one, so I'll use that. And it actually seemed quite accurate. I wasn't shooting too far away when I was chronograph testing it, but it put the bullets in the same area, so I guess it's doing its job there. If there's anything else I can tell you about this, let me know. It's still a work in progress, but more up close you can kind of see better detail of it than in the other video I have, or videos. It's just a basic design, and then the trigger shoe is adjustable so that you can cant it off to the side, or currently I have it kind of tilted that way so that when I put my finger on the trigger, sorry about that, so when I put my finger on the trigger it kind of just sits on there real nice. And then the grip's just awesome. It just gives you a nice platform to rest your palm on, or the heel of your hand. So there's the gun. And thank you for watching. And as always, have a nice day.